a listener production.
Hey, it's Helen Smith here. Welcome to the Weekend Briefing, where we dig a little deeper into the people who make the headlines. Mel Tracina turned celebrity obsession into a full-time job, becoming a cultural correspondent for the cheap seats and being crowned one of Australia's most likeable voices in radio. And now she's stepping into one of the biggest hosting gigs in Aussie TV, Big Brother. It's the show that changed Australian reality TV with live voting, Friday night games, and that unfiltered access into the Big Brother house that had the whole country watching. And this time around, it's live 24/7 and it's going back to the basics with live evictions and public voting, so us viewers hold all the power. And Mel is about to helm all of it. In this chat with Mel, we unpack what it takes to be a woman in media and not just survive, but thrive, and what it is about celebrity culture that makes us so addicted. Later in the show, though, we have the weekend list where we tell you what to watch, do, eat, listen, and everything in between. First, though, here's my chat with the new host of Big Brother, Mel Tracina. Mel, welcome to the Weekend Briefing.
Thank you for having me. So good to be here.
Mel, I want to know, do you remember the first time you realised what a celebrity was?
Oh, what a great question. Because when you grow up in the 90s, celebrity is like, that was the peak of celebrity culture. That was when you really idolised celebrities and you were buying magazines and taking out the posters and putting them on your walls. The moment I first realised, I think it might have been with my love for the Spice Girls. That would probably be where it started, because you know that you'll never have that moment where you can meet them.
Yeah.
And they're so amazing, like you're just so in awe of them. I think that might be it.
So would you say the Spice Girls or someone of that level, is that when you realised, oh, this is what fame is? And did you ever think, I want that?
I guess being like when you would see celebrity, I think I kind of just understood what the fame was. I don't believe I've ever chased it though. I think for me, I love that idea of entertaining. And the entertaining part is the part that excites me the most, like being able to create something, perform it to an audience, have them for that moment forget about whatever else is going on in their world, laugh, cry, clap, boo, whatever it is. Hopefully not cry or boo, but you never know. And yeah, just that idea of being able to create something that someone engages in and really enjoys for that moment has always been what kind of drives me.
And you grew up performing and doing a lot of performing.
Triple threat.
How do you think?
No,
yeah, literally. Well,
No,
I know.
no.
I heard you say that you don't like to sing that much, but you were a great actor. And then I've heard you also
I don't think
downplay
I
your
said
dancing.
I was a great actor. I don't know if I ever said I was a great actor. I was stronger at acting. I felt more comfortable with acting. Dancing, I couldn't even do the splits. Like every time they were like, do a roll through, I had to be the kid that like was at the back of the class and would cheat it. There was always a way to cheat doing a roll through. Do you know what a roll through is? Like when you got your legs.
Explain that.
So, oh my gosh, I just moved this whole desk. It's when you're doing the splits that way, where your legs are left and right, and then you basically roll through the split and do like a body roll to come up.
Oh my God.
It's mad flexibility. Couldn't do it. So I used to have to lift myself up to the side and make it look like I was doing a body roll. I'd always go to the back for that so no one could see that I was not doing it.
So you've gone from being at the back of a dance class or dance routine, and now you're well in front of the mic, and we're going to talk about Big Brother soon, because
Sure.
then you're going to be in front of thousands of, not millions of eyes. But I want to know, how did your childhood shape this curiosity that you have with people and pop culture?
Big Brother came to the screens in 2001, and that was like a massive moment for reality television. And I remember kind of that that switch where we went from a lot of scripted drama, soaps, that TV watching into the reality world. And Big Brother was one of the first ones that was available for everyone. There was, MTV and if you could stream Foxtel or Optus, that was, a lot of people had access to that. But if you didn't, which my family didn't, Big Brother was kind of like that first taste of reality television. And I think just being a part of, anything that's in your formative years, you kind of just have this connection to and some nostalgia with. And so I think that kind of stemmed from there. I did grow up watching lots of TV, buying magazines, listening to music, buying CD singles. So I think that pop culture world was just what I was part of. And at the moment with social media, everything is like at your palms, like you can just access anything anytime. But this was different. It was like you had to spend your money, you had to like save money and then choose to go and buy that CD single or buy that magazine. And so I think there was a lot of like commitment that you had to have. Like you had to really love Hanson, or you had to really want that Aaron Carter poster in the TV Week magazine to go and spend your money on it and be involved in it. So I think there's that connection. Yeah.
And so from your childhood, you then studied media and you got into community radio and you also became, like myself, a street tamer to get where you are now.
Yeah. Street tamer is one of the best jobs. And if anyone doesn't know what a street tamer is, it's for a radio station where you basically just go out on the roads and you hand out icy cans of Cokes to listeners and you promote the station. And it's one of the funnest jobs I've ever had.
I can back that. It's really fun. But yeah, the hours sometimes a bit weird, but
yeah.
It's very fun.
You do it when you're young and full of energy.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, when somehow you can like have 4 hours sleep and still be fine. But I want to know though, coming up in this radio world, what's one of the biggest misconceptions that you learnt about radio?
I always feel bad saying this because, when you take away the smoke and mirrors and then it hurts someone, they're like, oh, like I don't choose the music. I don't choose the music that I get to play. And I think that's what really people don't realise. Like there's a whole team that are dedicated to researching the songs, seeing what listeners are loving, scheduling them, making sure that it all flows. And so I'm lucky because I love the music that I play. So I genuinely have passion around it. It's just that I don't get to choose it.
Now, you've also become one of the biggest young female voices in radio. What do you think it takes for a woman not just to survive but to thrive in today's radio and media landscape?
I know that there's been a lot of generations of women before me who have really struggled in this industry because it's been so male-dominated. And I would really like to hope and think that we are moving past that and getting more into having more space for females on air. I think you need to be determined. You need to have a real love for what you're doing, for broadcasting, for connecting with an audience. I think that is most important because that's what's going to drive you. So when you hit a wall or if you get a no or if you get a rejection or if something upsets you, that love of what you're doing and connection should be what keeps driving you to keep going, because there will be moments in any career that you go with where there's a dead end, but it's not actually a dead end. You've just got to like detour or break down some walls and keep steaming through.
And I mean, it seems like you've become pretty good at it because you were actually one of Australia's most likeable voices on radio. What do you think makes a likeable broadcaster?
Probably not talking about the fact that you're likeable. I feel like that makes me instantly unlikable. Listen, I don't know. I don't want to say this is what I do and this is why people love me. But I will just say what I aim to do, and if it just so happens to make me likeable, then that's great. What I aim to do is always just be authentic and to enjoy myself and have a good time. I think that's so important. Whenever I'm on radio or broadcasting on TV, I just am so thankful that I get a moment of doing something that I've worked really hard to get to, but also accept it, like appreciating, have this moment to connect with someone, to brighten their day, to give them a prize which could change their life, to play their favourite song, to make a joke that makes them laugh, or to give them something to talk about when they're at the coffee machine. We don't do water coolers anymore. At the coffee machine in the office. So I always just think of those kind of basic elements, which is just, that.
And you also moved into TV, which a lot of people might know you for. You're a cultural correspondent for the cheap seats. Firstly, how did you explain that to your family? Like, hey guys, I'm a cultural correspondent. What does that mean?
It's just a fancy way of saying I watch a lot of reality TV. And I love it because when I'm at home watching TV, I can just say it's for work and no one knows whether it is for work or for pleasure. And so no one can change it because, guys, I'm working. So, I think that's the only way that you can explain it. Like a cultural correspondent, I get to talk all things pop culture, reality TV, music, all the things that I just love.
What do you think it is about celebrity culture that makes us so addicted to it?
I'm going to liken it to when you watch like The Real Housewives, right? Their lives are so different to what you experience that it's kind of fascinating. The wealth, who they hang out with, the parties they go to, all that stuff I think is really fascinating. And I think it's just so ingrained in us from generations ago of like when you'd have, mega stars. Because I do think that celebrities have shifted a little bit where we've gone from having like absolute untouchable megastars to now celebrities that we can actually interact with online and see their daily happenings if they choose to share. So I do think there's been that major shift. I think that's what makes them so fascinating, just their lives and how it's different to our own.
Now, you have had quite a lot of run-ins with some really big celebrities. Like we've got Pedro Pascal, Chris Hemsworth, and of course, Margot Robbie.
Run-ins makes it sound like it's negative. I don't have any.
No, good run-ins.
Okay, great. I'm like, there's no
there's
police.
No beef there. There's no beef.
Yeah.
I want to know though, when you've met people like this, did it meet your expectations? Was it everything that you've hoped for since you kind of fell in love with this celebrity and pop culture obsession when you were a child?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I don't think there's been anyone that has disappointed. And it's funny because when I've had these run-ins with the celebrities, it's always been for work, right? So you got to put your work self on. If I was just in the audience, I would probably be fangirling in a completely different way, but it's work. So I'm trying to, keep my cool. I haven't met anyone that I've gone, I wish I didn't meet them. Like so far, it's all been really, really great. And it's fun because I love that I'll have friends and family that are excited for me to meet them. And it's like they are meeting them through me, which I love. Like I'm a vessel. Like I'm that third what's that, someone through your third connection or something, like that.
Yeah,
it's
your
like
cousins,
that.
brothers, sister.
Yeah, and we're all connected. So for me, it's exciting when they'll be like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you met Pedro. Like, what was he like? What did he smell like? And so being able to make somebody else's day and give them some excitement by retelling your encounter is really cool. But yeah, everyone's been so awesome, and I feel like I've had a lot of embarrassing moments with a lot of the celebrities, and they've been very gracious about it, which I'm really happy about.
Can you tell us one? What was one that you went, oh God?
So most recently with Pedro Pascal, it was he was here for the Fantastic Four, and I called his character Richard Reed instead of Reed Richards. And now if you grew up watching daytime television, you'll know that Richard Reed is an entertainment reporter and not a character. So yeah, and he just kind of like brushed it off and let it go. I had another moment with Jamie Lee Curtis most recently when she was down under for the Freakier Friday movie premiere, and I was in the line ready to interview her, and there was this gorgeous journalist from the ABC who asked her this like hard-hitting question about families and blended families and the natural drama that comes with it. And Jamie Lee Curtis is like, oh my gosh, this is the best question I've had this entire tour, and like hugged her. And then she came over to me and I'm like, hey Jamie, so when you land in Australia, like what's your occupation for your boarding pass? And she just like lent in, was like, I get it. You can't ask. You can't have every question be amazing. So yeah, I've had a lot of those moments. And then there was one where it looks like I touched Margot Robbie's bum. I didn't. I want the records to show that I didn't, but it looks like it. If it's the angles. And that was for the Barbie fan event in Sydney. See what I mean? Like,
yeah,
maybe I have had run-ins and I'm in denial.
Yeah, they might hate you, Mel.
I think they might.
God,
there might be a mark against my name, and I don't know.
Well, I'm sure there isn't, and let's hope there's not, because part of your role with Cheap Seats is, we mentioned before, these reality TV shows. You pick apart them, you talk about them, you break them down. What do you think makes a good reality TV show?
A good reality TV show, I think, is all about the casting. I think it's all about the people that you have bringing the reality show to life. And I think that the more that we just see them interact and have conversations, the more interesting it is. Like Love Island America, Love Island USA this year trumped Love Island UK. I'm sorry if I've upset some Islanders. But the reason I think that the USA version was so good was because we just got more of the Islanders interacting, just more of zooming in on them having a conversation. And it wasn't about who they're going to hook up with. It was more just about everyday life. And that's where you get some of their gold.
Now, reality TV can get a bad rap a lot. I love reality TV and I watch Real Housewives all the time. It's terrible, but I always catch myself. I say it's my guilty pleasure, or you downplay watching it, but we can also say that we hate watch reality TV.
Yeah.
Why do you think it gets this bad rap when so many people consume it?
I don't know. It's a really great point. I think it might be because we might have that idea of like, oh, there's a more productive way I could be spending my time, or maybe that you feel like a bit ashamed about it, but we all do it and we all love it. Maybe we don't all do it, but I think majority of us do. I think there's a real enjoyment that comes from it, and I mean, it depends on the show, but then it's also so easy to consume on socials. And then, you know, you kind of think to yourself, oh my gosh, did anybody else see that? And then you jump online and you see that there's a whole Reddit forum about it. And so you're like, I need to see what everyone else is saying. I think it just hits that part.
Yeah, it almost creates a sense of community in a way that people can jump online now and, talk about some scandal or their favourite character. But speaking of online, it can be a very divisive and horrible place sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
I want to know how you look after yourself when people might say, oh, yeah, you just do pop culture news, or, oh, you just do, fun stuff or light stuff. Like, it's still really entertaining and important. How do you stay away from the internet and trolls and those kind of spaces?
It's so hard because, you it's that kind of balance of social media is so important for what I do. When I'm working on Nova for radio, I am always online. I'm looking at what everyone's up to. I'm looking at music. I'm looking at celebrities. I'm across all of that. So I can't not be on my socials. And it's the same for the Cheap Seats. Like, I'm seeing what people are talking about, what shows are impacting people, what moment from a show that I might have missed that people are obsessed with. So it's everywhere. And I try to avoid comments. I mean, it's so easy when they're positive because it really hits you with like that dopamine where you're like, oh, that's so cool. Like, I feel really great about this. And then you have somebody that might say something negative and it kind of throws you. I'm still trying to balance how I manage it, and it's a learning. One of the techniques I'm trying this year is reminding myself that I am more than just my job, and that there are people in my world that know the other parts of me, and that's the stuff that I try and focus on. Like, I am not just a broadcaster, I'm not just a host, I am also a daughter, I'm a wife, I'm a sister, I'm a best friend, I'm a dog mom, I'm all these things, and these are the other qualities that I have that they may not get to see. And if they knew me holistically, they might think differently. So I just try and remind myself of that.
And how do you go about that, switching from work Mel to home Mel, or like, going like, okay, I'm going to get off my socials, I'm just going to hang out with my fam or whatever. How do you do that?
I'm pretty good at, is it compartmentalizing? Like I'm pretty good at just going, which also doesn't work in my favor because there'll be like a bazillion emails in my inbox and I'm like, nah, I've decided I've switched off today and I'm not dealing with this. So I find that that's probably the negative side of it. Like, but I feel like I'm pretty good at going, I'm out for dinner and I just want to enjoy this moment and everything else can wait. I love a flight mode. I love a do not disturb. I love switching off notifications until tomorrow morning. And I'm trying to just lean in more into that and just having, the do not disturb's the best because I can let the people that can disturb me anytime come through and everybody else can wait. No offense if you're not on my do not disturb list.
I know. Yeah, I've got that too. I've got my mum, my brother and my dad. That's all.
Yes.
They're the priority.
Yeah, exactly. Or my boss in case I've slept through the alarm or something, then they can contact me too.
I want to talk about Big Brother.
Please.
It's pretty iconic. Did you grow up watching it? Because I wasn't allowed to watch it for so long. I had to kind of sneak it. How did you get to watch Big Brother growing up?
Hang on a minute. How did you sneak it?
Well, I just had to go to friends' houses and be like, I played it like that.
Yeah, okay.
Because it wasn't online.
I was going to friends' houses to go out partying and you were going to stay in and watch Big Brother. I was allowed to watch it. I wasn't allowed to watch the up-late uncuts. I used to sneak that though. But yeah, I grew up watching it. I do remember the first season and how iconic it was. And it was a real moment for the Australian pop culture. It was the first, I know I mentioned it at the start, but it was the first kind of reality show that hit screens. It was the original social experiment and it was massive. And the housemates, especially for season 1, didn't understand how much Australians were watching. And so that realisation when they were evicted from the house and stepping out onto the live stage and seeing an audience holding up signs of things they had said or wearing things that they wore in the house and that, oh my gosh, like this is wild. I didn't know anyone was watching, let alone all these people.
And you are now the new host of Big Brother. How did that feel and how did it feel? You're stepping into some pretty big shoes of Big Brother greats like Gretel and Sonia. How are you feeling about all that?
Yeah, I'm feeling how you would imagine. I'm feeling really excited. I'm feeling really grateful and honoured for the opportunity. And I'm nervous. Like all of that because it's huge and Big Brother is such a loved show. And it's been really exciting hearing I've had so many people approach me, people that I know, people that I don't know, that are just expressing how excited they are for the show to return to its original roots and to be back in Dreamworld. And so that's been really great. And I just know how loved the show is. And so I feel very honoured and privileged to be hosting it. And with that, I know that there's pressure, like good pressure. And so I want to do my best to make sure that the audience love it and are not disappointed.
Yeah, and because it is so big and iconic and everyone kind of remembers aspects of it, whether they watched it or not, how did you deal with any negativity when you were announced that you were the new host?
Again, it was one of those things of like I haven't done the job yet, so I had to remind myself of that and not let it psych me out. And again, to remind myself like why I'm doing it, which is I think it would be so fun. And being in that world and watching it all unfold and getting to be the mouthpiece between the housemates and the audience is really exciting and an opportunity that I'm excited to dig my teeth into. And so I just have to bring it back to basics and try and drown out all the comments.
Now, we've had Big Brother come back, a few times in different ways, but how is this comeback different? What are some of the elements that in this Big Brother season that are they going to bring it back to the OG kind of levels?
Yes, so it is OG, but in a modern time. Mm-hmm. So we're going back to, live nominations, live evictions. Australia gets to decide who wins Big Brother. But with that, we live in the world of online and social media. So Big Brother is everywhere that you are. It is on your Instagram, it is on your TikTok, so you can constantly be involved. There's a live stream 24/7 on 10 online, which I know I've had friends say that they would stream Big Brother, the OG seasons, but I think it was a package. I think you had to like go through your telco to get this like special package. So this is great because it's available for all Aussies that have access to the internet. They can stream it anytime they like. So I think it's the original Big Brother, but more opportunity to interact and be in that world. And it's at Dream World, which is, if you go to Dream World for a day out, you are literally where the house is. Like you will see the house, which I think is really cool.
Live streaming is kind of now becoming the norm on like TikTok, like you said, and we've got Insta lives. Live streaming 24/7 is pretty wild. How is that going to work?
There will be a moderator. There'll be somebody watching the live stream just to make sure that everything that is broadcast is of broadcast quality and to broadcast standards. So there'll be someone always watching that. There's so much live streaming at the moment. And I think this is the perfect time for Big Brother to go back to its original roots, because I think audiences are craving that authenticity and not having something that feels so edited or crafted. That's why we love live streaming. You know, you'll watch someone's TikTok and they're not really doing much, but you're kind of there and you're like, I want to see how you interact with the comment that comes through. I want to see what you're doing in your everyday life. I don't want it to be edited to an inch of its life. I want you to just be you. So I think it's the perfect time for Big Brother to be back and for audiences to have that ability to live stream it.
And how are you going to prepare for this leap into the Big Brother house? Is there any rituals or do you have any mentors that you're looking up to get you ready for this kind of moment that's going to really make you visible even more so to Australians everywhere?
I hadn't thought about rituals. Oh my gosh, I hope there's nothing that's like, you know, I've got to wear like a good luck bra or something. I haven't thought that far ahead. It's been, you know, this news was announced over a year ago. And so it's been a lot of me just practicing evicting people from my house, which has been really fun because I'll be like, guys, I'm practicing for Big Brother, but go. And I think also there's been physically, I've been just physically at the gym training because I'm like, this is live TV. I don't want to be unfit. I don't want to be exhausted. I'm like, I need to keep my energy levels up. So there's been a lot of like the physical side of it. And then, I mean, just watching as much Big Brother as I can has also really helped. And now that we're getting close, it's, you know, seeing who the housemates are, finding out everything I possibly can about them until they're there. And when they're in the house, I just plan to sloth it on the couch and just enjoy it like everyone else at home until I'm called up on stage.
Well, Mel, this has been so much fun. Thank you so much for joining the Weekend Briefing.
Thank you so much for having me.
That was Mel Tracina there, and Big Brother premieres tomorrow night at 7 p.m. on Channel 10, so you can catch all of the drama there. But for now, there's a bit more drama with the Weekend List. I'm joined by Chris Firu. So, Chris, what have you got for us this week?
Okay, firstly, I'd like to issue an apology from last week. I sounded like I came from a place of privilege when I mocked you for not having Apple TV. I'd like to send a note to the listeners. You can get it with a free trial. I should have added that little note. You can get it with a free trial and enjoy all the goodness there.
Oh, great. Appreciate that. Didn't even know I needed it. Cool.
Thank you so much. Okay, my first recommendation is something that I've been thinking about doing for a hot minute, but I was kind of like, do I have the time? Do I have the care factor? Oasis got back together. Oasis, that band, very popular in the 90s, that band.
The Brothers.
The Brothers. I don't know much about Oasis, never have, never really crossed my radar in a way that I care about. However, there is a particular member of this team who cares very deeply about Oasis. It is the man who edits the Weekend Briefing and the man who edits our morning episodes, Matthew Curry, who doesn't like being called Matthew. But anyway, hello, Matthew. So he recommended I go on a listening journey because I'm a really big fan of listening to people's discography kind of from the beginning towards present day because I like to see how it changes and stuff like that. So I acted on his recommendations, which was start with the first two. And I listened to the first two albums of Oasis from 1994 and 1995. And let me tell you, I get it. Like, I get the hype.
Are they one of the biggest bands in the entire world?
Yes,
one
I
of
get
the
it.
biggest British pop duos that broke all the records, and you're only just clocking it now?
Correct.
Ah.
Correct. And I just want to share with the listeners, I want to share with you listening that the first album's called Definitely Maybe. It dropped in 1994. My favorite song on that one, because I took screenshots of my favorite songs, I only picked one favorite song per album because I don't want to overdo it. My favorite song from that one was a song called Slide Away.
Okay.
I think from memory, it was a bit more slower, a bit more ballady. Enjoyed it. And then on the second album, which is called What's the Story? Morning Glory, 1995, that was released. My favorite song from that one was called Champagne Supernova.
God, these names.
These names, I know, rogue, but I also, I added them to my playlist, like my day-to-day playlist, and I was like, I'm enjoying this. So this weekend, I'm going to do the next 2 albums. Don't know what they are yet. I'll find them.
Okay.
I'll find them later, but I'll report back with my findings. Yeah.
Do you like one of the biggest pop duos in the world?
Legit, reach out to us. If you're a big Oasis fan, I want to know what your just on these 2 albums, though. I just want to know what your favorite on album number 1
and did you
album
go
number 2
see
was.
them?
Me? Oh, no.
No, not you.
Oh, the person listening, yes. Yes, to
we
you
know
listening.
You didn't. You only just figured out who they are.
All right, hit me. What's your first recommendation?
Right. My first recommendation is a TV show called Boots. Now, Boots is on Netflix. It is a series about a closeted gay teenager who enlists into the US Marines. Now, he does this in 1990.
Oh, wow, we're really going hard with the 90s recommendations today.
The
Let's
90s.
go.
But this was actually,
I understand, present
right
day,
now. Anyway.
The base in the 90s.
Based in the 90s.
Yes.
So this series was inspired by The Pink Marine by Greg Cope White. So this is kind of his memoir of joining the Marines. So this is what the series is based on. Now, it follows this teenager. He's about 18. And he joins with one of his best friends who knows he's gay. And at the time, it's illegal to be gay, obviously, in the Marines at this time. You cannot be gay, openly gay. You just cannot be gay in the Marines.
Yeah.
So it's a pretty bizarre thing because you're like, God, this is just so weird.
Weird, yeah.
It's really good though. It's a bit of fun. It shows you how hard they push you when you join the military, why people enlist, the type of people that enlist. It's quite interesting. But then made me think, when did it become legal? When did it become legal to be openly gay or just gay?
Yeah, in the Marines.
In the Marines.
Yeah.
So pretty much in 1994, this is just in the US, by the way, the don't tell, don't ask policy was introduced. So it meant that LGBTQI plus people could legally serve, but they just couldn't discuss their sexuality.
Wow,
or they'd
okay.
be reprimanded,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And the policy was only repealed or, squashed
taken away,
in
yeah.
2011.
Oh, damn.
So then service members were allowed to be openly gay.
From 2011?
Yes,
Okay.
only from 2011.
It's like 14 years ago.
Yes.
And kind of when you look at what's going on there at the moment and the way that Pete Hegseth, the head of the Department of War as it's known now,
Yes.
the way he speaks about all of this stuff, you kind of go, oof,
Totally.
are we taking a bit of a step back?
Exactly. And it was only as recently in 2024 when former President Joe Biden, he actually issued a blanket pardon to thousands of veterans who were convicted under one of these laws. It's Article 125 of the Uniform Code of Military Justice. And it was really controversial because it prohibited service personnel from engaging in, quote, unnatural carnal copulation with anyone of the same sex. So people were literally charged. People were in trouble with the law for being openly gay, even though they wanted to serve for the military. And I think the series is, it's fun, it's lighthearted, but it also gets into like those kind of themes that you're like, yeah, that's pretty
messed up.
That's really bad.
Yeah, yeah.
So I definitely recommend this one. It's called Boots and it's on Netflix.
Now, look, you told me about this earlier in the week and I went home to go watch it because I was like, oh, that sounds interesting. Turns out now that my brother's moved out of home, our Netflix household is it's up in the air because you don't know whether you can log in, where you can log in, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
You know how you get that limit?
Yeah, and
You've
you're
exceeded your
traveling
household.
or you're like, I'm not traveling. But yeah.
However, I have a little loophole I'd like to share with
great
anyone
one.
listening who cops this all the time. This error mostly comes up on your TV when you're trying to access Netflix through your TV. If you access Netflix through your phone and then Chromecast it or screencast it or screen share it or plug it into the TV, loophole.
That's good.
Yeah, I've just saved myself a lot of money and I'm very happy about it.
That is a really good loophole rake.
Yeah.
Now, what's your second real rake?
Yeah, you guys are getting like 3 from me today. Wowee. Okay, my last recommendation, my last recommendation is to get out there and sign up for a group sport. Okay, because I've done this over the summer. Against my will, I signed up for indoor soccer. But you know what? I do play soccer during the season. Soccer, football, whatever you want to call it. The winter season, the outdoor season. 11 men on the pitch at that point. Whereas in the summer, it's a bit more condensed. So it's like 5-a-side or 6-a-side. We've signed up for 5-a-side. It is indoors, which is a bit tricky now with the summer, let me tell you, because these big factories don't have aircon.
Oh.
Let me tell you, there's some big fans that make the air move and it feels a little bit better.
I know those, the sheds.
You walk in and it's musty. You get the vibe.
Okay,
I know I'm not selling it. I'm really not selling it. But what I will say is the camaraderie, being with the boys or the girls or your other friends and just having a task, or not a task, but having something that you can all be in together once a night. It's fun. And sport is fun. And just don't, if you're seasonally obsessed with playing in the winter, dabble in the summer a little bit. Play it in the spring, playing it in the autumn. Do your thing. Just spread it out there and, enjoy team sport, guys.
Great.
It's a groundbreaking recommendation.
Great one. I do like team sport is really good and community sport is also really good.
Do you still play? Because you're not from Sydney. Like, you've been
never
everywhere,
played
man.
Sport.
Never.
Not like that.
I always picture you as a netball girlie.
In high school, I had to. No, I was athletics.
We're in oh really?
And I was performing arts girly. Come on,
yeah, you
dance.
were. What was your athletic prowess?
100-meter sprint. I was a national sprinter, baby.
Really?
Yes, but moving on.
Okay, go. Last recommendation.
My last recommendation is at-home trivia. So trivia at home, but I've gotten into the YouTube trivia lately.
Okay, what does that entail?
All you have to do is there's just so many good trivias on YouTube. So you can sit down with your family, sit down with your friends, whatever, grab your own drinks, you're saving money. It's kind of like a budget trivia. Do it at home and YouTube whatever you want. You can do music trivia, you can do pop culture trivia and just Google it and there's a trivia for anything you can really think of.
Harry Potter trivia.
Exactly. Whatever you want. There is a trivia out there on YouTube. I can guarantee it. And it's so much fun and it's really just a good way to wind down, have a bit of a laugh. You can learn something too. It's kind of a bit, not just scrolling on TikTok, but it's good. I think, at-home trivia, give it a go.
Do you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of in COVID when everyone was doing Kahoots. Remember those silly little wine Kahoot sessions?
I actually love those.
Did you?
Bring them back.
Okay, yeah.
Bring Kahoot back.
Let's start that campaign.
Games online with your friends.
Hey, to you listening, do you still Kahoot with your friends online? Get in touch with us at The Briefing Podcast on Instagram.
Chris, thank you so much for joining me on the list.
Always a pleasure, never a chore.
Oh, great. You wouldn't know. But that's it for the weekend briefing this week. Hope you enjoyed that chat with Mel. And while you're there, if you could subscribe or follow wherever you're listening from, or maybe just give us a cheeky rating, 5-star, please. It really does help us keep doing what we do here at The Briefing. And the team will be back on Monday morning with Sasha Barbagat.
She's
the
back.
Return.
Yes.
Sasha is back from maternity leave and she will be joining you with the headlines bright and early on Monday morning. I'm Helen Smith. Catch you next time.